Hey everyone, what's up? Mariah here with an announcement. An announcement I felt was so important, it needed to be on video. So here we are, you're watching me about to give an announcement about something important. I'm sure you're curious as to what's behind me. That is a Word document full of stuff for a Pro Config video series. That's right, finally the Pro Config, I'm finally doing it. Look for it midsummer 2015 because that's about how long it takes me to get stuff done around here. But we're not here to talk about the Pro Config series video. We're here to talk about something more important. And I think some people are going to be disappointed with what I have to say. I am quitting multiboxing. Quitting multiboxing. I'm not quitting multiboxing. I had you going for a minute, didn't I? I did. Don't lie. I did. Not quitting multiboxing. We're here to talk about something even more serious, more important. I'm going to reboot the Multiboxing with Mariah series. So not only am I not quitting, coming back around full circle, rebirth time, baby. We're changing some things up. I know you've got some questions going through your head. Two of them probably, why am I doing this? That's a good question. We'll get to that one. And second, dude, are you ever going to do current tier content in your multiboxing career? Let me take that second one first. And the answer to that is hopefully. I'm hoping that I can get a few teams to level 100 and do some heroic content before Blizzard releases their next expansion. So Blizzard, if you're watching this, take your time. Take your time, okay? And maybe as a maybe bonus, hopefully, maybe there'll be some challenge modes. Maybe, okay? No guarantees on that one. Baby steps. Let's just get to 100 first. So why? Why am I doing this? I know I already have some stuff out there. I already did the Wrath Heroics. I understand that. I was there for those recordings. I know that those exist. And I guess this is a two-part answer. Part one. The stat squish has kind of changed the way that the game plays. It really does. Even if you're in a full set of heirlooms when you're leveling up, it's just, it's wild. I mean, you can still die in a low-level instance. There's challenge, you know. Healing does not heal you to full in just one heal anymore. I think anyone who's multi-boxed since 6.0 came out has realized that, you know, things have changed. Things have changed with the stat squish and the healing revamp. And I know people are like, I don't know, challenge at level 22. That's bullshit. I mean, that's just the way it is. And I think that this change warrants that I redo some stuff, some video stuff. And I know I was just coming out with that Wrath leveling, but I think it was going to be confusing if I kept going with that and then tried to fill in the holes with the rest of the vanilla instances. And then what, should I have redone the Wrath Heroics during the Wrath leveling? I don't know. It's just a bunch of confusion. I didn't know how to really do it. That Wrath leveling thing was kind of just last minute, let's turn on the camera, let's do this. So I felt maybe it was a little rushed. Maybe I can come back and retry this. So before I get too far into that, you know, the Wrath leveling series, I'd like to pull it. It's not going to be deleted, but the videos are going to go unlisted. They're going to go unlisted so as to not confuse anyone that just last month in November I came out with like the Dead Mines, and then maybe in January and February, we'll see if we'll get them out this soon. You know, maybe I'm doing a Dead Mines again. They're going to be like, which Dead Mines do I watch? Well, that's confusing, so we're going to pull the first edition Dead Mines, you know, and those videos, we're going to pull those. Still available if you want to watch them. Bookmark them, watch them in 30 years. I don't care. They'll still be there. Second, part two. Up to this point, pretty much all of my content has been in 1080. Only recently has 1440 been an option, thanks to these ultra-wide beasts behind me. Thanks, LG. And 1440 is great. 1440 is a lot of fun, but I've been toying around with NVIDIA's DSR feature. What it is it's another way to do downsampling. I'm not going to get into a bunch of technical stuff here, but it's a way to do downsampling. If you're interested in this, look it up. Google it. But NVIDIA's DSR was only available on the 900 series GPUs just a few months ago when it came out. Only recently, within the last month and a half-ish, somewhere in there, was it released to the 700 series GPUs as well. So that's what I've got. I've got 3 780 Ti's right now. So I began playing around with this NVIDIA DSR feature, and it allows me to change the desktop resolution to a 4K compatible resolution. When I did that, I mean, I was playing games, I was playing Civilization, I was playing WoW, solo, and everything was looking great. It was looking really cool, and I was thinking, maybe I can multi-box at this resolution. I thought in the past that it probably wasn't going to be very possible with today's hardware, but I switched up the resolution of the desktop to a 4K resolution and fired up my character set, changed the window layout, changed a few things, and sure enough, I was good to go. You know? So I'm always trying to dabble in new ways to bring better content to people, and what the hell, let's do it in 4K, right? So that's what's going to happen. Future videos, future gameplay videos, mind you, are going to be done in 4K. Tutorial videos are still going to stick to 1440 only. Sorry, you 4K users, you are the 1% still today. Working with text and anything like that in 4K is really hard to do, really difficult to do, and Windows 7, Windows 8 scaling at the moment is pretty terrible. Not really the best experience ever. Kind of breaks a few things here and there. So I'm going to stick to my native resolution of which is 1440 compatible. But games will be ramped up to 4K. With that said, this change currently only affects a small number of viewers at the moment, if anybody. I don't know who out there is watching my videos has a 4K monitor. If you do, fantastic, dude. But what I mean by that is if you have a 1920 by 1080 monitor, then you should watch my videos in 1080. If you have a 2560 by 1440 monitor, you should watch them in 1440. If you have a 3840 by 2160 monitor, which is 4K, you should watch the videos in 2160. There's kind of a bug with YouTube. It's still there now. It was there in the past. Who knows if it'll be there in the future. But if you have a 1080, if you watch the videos in a resolution larger than your monitor's native resolution, it kind of screws up the video. It adds aliasing. It does weird things to the text sometimes. It just doesn't look as clear as you think it might look. So if you're all excited, you're like, yeah, I'm going to pump up my video quality to 4K and this is going to be awesome. And you're only watching it at 1080 on your screen, it's not really all that awesome. In fact, it's degraded quality. So just stick with 1080 for now. When you upgrade in the future, in 10 years, when everybody's got 4K monitors or larger, come back and watch my videos in crisp 4K quality. They'll still be there. As for what I'm going to do different, I'm not really sure. I am going to post a thread on dual dash boxing. I'll put the link in the description below when the thread is available. And I'm going to kind of find out and see if anybody who's watched my videos in the past thinks that maybe I should do things a little bit differently. Not sure, but I do have a sort of a list here. Some of the things I've been thinking about, so let me just go over these real fast. Just stick with me here. So, I mean, it's the 1 through 60 content. I think I'm going to lock my experience when I go into a dungeon because I am going to have Recruit a Friend. So if I go into a dungeon at one level and I level up a bunch of times, it only gets easier, obviously, right? So I want to keep the same difficulty throughout the entire dungeon. I'm going to lock my experience per dungeon. Yes, that's tedious, but I'm willing to do it for you guys. I'm also thinking that I'm going to do the dungeons when they're orange in the Looking for Dungeon tool. Now I'm going to run some tests, some multi-boxing gameplay tests on this to see how difficult it is because the game is just more difficult all around. I don't know how difficult the orange instances are, right? That especially comes back to locking the experience. If I start the instance and it's orange and then I level up 3 or 4 times throughout the instance, I finally get to the final boss and they're no longer, as deadly as they were when I first entered. So that's a reason why I'd like to lock my experience. That brings me to levels 70, 80, 85, 90, those tiers. I don't know if I'm going to do heroics. I'd like to, but that's not really comparable to the leveling up instances that you would do. However, heroics have more action, and I think all of us agree that more action equals more awesome. So I'm thinking I'm going to do the heroics of those instances, of those tiers, 70, 80, 85, 90. And then, of course, 100 when I get there, whenever that is. I'm also thinking of running 2 teams. So I'm going to have an all melee team with a ranged healer, and then just the tank, and then all ranged team with just the tank being melee. I'm off camera, but you're getting the idea. You know, so that maybe I can get to a certain boss. I'll maybe swap between the teams, who knows? But I'm not going to show both full-length videos. In fact, I don't even know how I'm going to tackle like the boring instances like Blackrock Depths. I mean, do people really want to watch that entire thing? I don't think so. I'm going to have to figure something out about the really long and boring instances like Blackrock Depths, or even that first, there's like a level 15 instance that's really long and boring. It's Horde side, kind of. It's in the Barrens, I think. Forgot what it's called. But that one's long and that one's boring because everything's so spread out. So I'm going to have to figure something out for those long and boring instances. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. But with the 2 teams, I'm thinking that maybe on certain boss fights that I think are pretty tough on like a melee team, maybe I'll show the ranged counterpart and show how easy it is when you use a ranged team, or vice versa. Who knows? Thinking about things, thinking about details, still some stuff to be worked out. So I don't know, feel free to chime in the Dual Dash Boxing thread or leave a comment below, you know, but don't be all mad at me or sad or disappointed or depressed that I may not use your idea, okay? So just throwing that out there. But I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so TLDW. Yeah, TLDW, rebooting the Multiboxing with Mirai series for 2 reasons. The stat squish, I keep wanting to say item squish, but the stat squish I feel warrants a reboot in the series, and the fact that I can do it in 4K, which will help it stand the test of time. I think so. I think so, at least. So that's all I've got to say. That's my announcement. Thank you for watching. See you guys later.